What is up, YouTube? It's me, HPJ here. How are you guys doing? It is March 24th of 2026, and welcome to the HPJ Podcast. I am, of course, your host, Harpie Play with Joe, and welcome to the 35th podcast session of the HPJ Podcast. I know it's very strange. It's now 35 sessions of the podcast, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. It has been very emotional for me these last couple of weeks. These couple of days, not even a couple of weeks. I have a lot of emotional swings, but I'm gonna very much tell you about a situation that happened 7 years ago, and how it definitely has changed my outlooks on everything. I don't trust a lot of people because of it. My circle of friends has definitely shrunk because of it. A lot of just what I've been through has definitely changed because of it. And here's the crazy thing about it. No one told me I could never talk about it. I've been protecting someone because of it. And the reason why is because a part of me, even to this day, believes that what that person said was true. While also another part of me believes that that person was very vindictive and very fake throughout the whole time we were, quote, friends. And I'm using the word quote because I don't feel like we were ever really friends. And looking back at how this 4 to 5 year friendship really was, I will truly and honestly say I don't think we should have ever been friends. And some people probably already know who I'm talking about, and some people are like, we'll spill the tea. Here's the thing about spilling the tea. You spill tea, but you make sure you have your receipts. And I do. I even had the factor that throughout our friendship, a lot of people told me, don't be friends with this person. Don't be friends with this person. And apparently, likewise, this person has also said it. And, some people were probably saying, why are you protecting this person? Why are you protecting this person? But it isn't about protecting the person. It's protecting myself. So, I guess in ways, I can use other names to talk about this person, which is perfectly fine, just to clarify things. But I think this person, if they've seen this video, they know that I'm talking about them. Do they care about me talking about them? No, they probably don't. Or if they did, they're probably just going to twist it and use it for their own merit, because that's what people do who are narcissistic, very prevalent to wanting the attention, and just, it's that fake vibe where, they say peace and love 1 minute, but then they're the ones causing the chaos and destruction. So, because I'm not a perfect person. I never said I was. I never said I am. I have my flaws because I'm human. But it's certain levels of things that you say about a person that you don't say. And if you had an issue with someone, you come to them and you address it. Because the whole reason why 7 years ago there was this major fallout between me and this person. No, you know what? I'll say it because I don't give a shit. So, person named Michael. Me and Michael used to be friends. Michael and I are no longer friends. We haven't been friends for over 7 years. Michael lives his life where he lives it. I live my life where I live it. The reason why me and Michael fell out was because of a post I made on Facebook 7 years ago that was not directed to him. I guess someone told him about it, or someone showed it to him, and he just went berserk. Made a post on my wall, basically called me a bitch, a liar, a narcissistic hater. I love drama. I should never believe people that were friends with you. No, I should have believed people when they say don't be friends with you, because all you like to do is start drama, play the victim, and then run away. That's his words. Actually, I have the post. I can post it. So it's nothing harder than a simple post. I have receipts. I have receipts of the post he made, and then the DMs we had later on that day. And it really just tore me apart because me and Michael I thought we were friends. But then it just came out, no, he was really just basically, he was not your friend. And a lot of people had told me, Michael is not your friend. He will do to you what he's done to multiple people. Did I believe it? No, of course I didn't. You know, and then I did. Because I was on the receiving end. And like I told a lot of people, what he's done to me, it won't take him much longer to do it to you. So count your blessings while you can, but let's be real. A fuckboy does not change his stripes. They don't. And the whole time we were having the whole situation basically blew up, I think, prior to the post. I think it was things leading into it. Because we had an event, there was a Yu-Gi-Oh event back in San Jose about a couple of weeks prior to that. This is around like Valentine's Day stuff. I've never been to Michael's house. Honestly, I didn't, like I told him, I've never been to your house, and this actually be my first time because of a prior engagement that did not happen because I didn't have access to travel there. Because some people should remember, I don't drive. So I think even then, not coming to the party that he had on New Year's of that year also probably drove a wedge in between our friendship then too. And then when I tried to hang out with him around the 15th of January, there was a conflict of issues. Like, oh, I had stuff to do, but then what he was doing was basically no different to what we were doing in February. But according to what I was told from mutual friends, he just did not want to be around me. So then I'm like, well, what was the point of having me around? And they were like, because he wants people to give him the attention, basically narcissistic intentions. You want people around you that give you attention, but then when they realize that, oh, we can't be friends, or a small thing does one thing and it leads into a bigger blowout. Now, I'm not gonna say I was a saint in the friendship, but like I told people, I can't do everything. I can't. And when you don't communicate, what do you want me to do? Sit here and play Happy Go Friend when I can't play Happy Go Friend? I have to live my life too. And I did try to make time for a lot of people. And 2019 definitely showed me that I don't have a lot of friends. There was multiple situations that accumulated between this and after this. There were the reasons why I think the friendship itself definitely was on its last length. Because I remember all of what happened that weekend after Valentine's Day. I remember that. I think it was like the 15th and the 16th, where we went, the day before we went to regionals in San Jose. We were supposed to have this conversation we were having this conversation. He was like, oh, do you have your ID? I said, no, I just did my ID. I won't get my ID till, which is funny too, because I did the ID thing earlier was it earlier that day? It was earlier that day, so I wouldn't have had the ID. Come to find out, my ID literally had came the week after, which is like, great, you're kind of a week late, but it happens. Because my ID was stolen prior to, in a wallet that I had, and I lost that wallet. Unfortunately, I did not get that. I didn't get the wallet back, which was unfortunate. And I had to basically go get a new card for everything. New ID, new social security, all of that. My social security and stuff was perfectly fine. My credit was fine. I think they just wanted the money that was in the wallet, because I did have some cash on. No, I didn't have no cash in it. But you couldn't use the card or anything, because I had to get the card changed. I turned the card off and everything. So smart thinking. And then, what ended up happening? Like, the whole situation is not much of a blur. It's just more things I have to piece together because it's been so long. But basically, I ended up going to go get the ID, came back, and was like, this is what's going on. Didn't realize that I needed an ID for the event. I swear to God, silly as that, I did not realize I needed an ID because it had been years since I had entered the Yu-Gi-Oh! Regionals. It had been years since I entered. And I didn't know that I needed an ID because apparently you need to have an ID for people to recognize you because, of course, there are people in the game that have been banned and they need to clarify that you're not one of those people that are banned. I mean, you can look me up and it's still fine. But like I said, I didn't have my ID. I didn't have any verification in case of need. I tried to ask for one at the DMV. They didn't give me one. So I said, okay, well, fine, fuck it. Because I was actually supposed to go 2 weeks prior to that. And then something changed. Which at that point, I should have just took off work, went go get my ID, and then came back. And I would have had my ID. But like I said, my lessons have been learned. So the day of regionals, we get in the car. We go to his house. We get in the car. It's a couple of us. It's like a handful of us. And then Michael asked me, "Hey, do you have your ID?" I said, "No, I'm still waiting for it." And then I guess in the middle of the conversation, because I zoned out, I guess it's like, "How are you gonna enter regionals? You ain't got no ID." And I'm just like, I did not need an ID. So I get in the regionals, everything. I'm like, I get told by the head judge, he's like, "Hey, you don't have an ID. We can't let you in." And he was very rude about it. And I was like, "Why is he so rude about it?" And then I was telling them, and I'm like, "Wait, you don't have your ID?" I said, "No." So I built a deck, had everything ready, and couldn't enter because I didn't have an ID. And no one told me anything. I was like, "Sorry guys, I have been playing this game for like years on a competitive level, so of course I would know that I needed an ID." So I had a moment, and I just took myself outside. Because I was like, "You really just don't give a shit." And he really didn't. Like, Michael just basically was like, "Oh, okay, well, ain't nothing you can do about it, oh well," and this and that. And I was like, "You're such an asshole about it." And I walked away. I didn't call him an asshole to his face. I should have. But I didn't. Because I needed that ride home. So I basically just walked away. Went outside, called my sister, told her what happened, cried on the phone, and she was like, "Dude, you are a lot stronger than what I am." Because I would have went off. And I, like I said, I didn't. I just played the long game. I went outside, I got myself some air, I cried out what I needed to, and I came back. He didn't come look for me, by the way. He sent me one text that was like, "Oh, did you leave?" Probably because he needed the money for the gas that I didn't pay yet. And then was like, "Oh, okay." And then I guess when he seen me, he was like, "There you are," but didn't say anything. So the whole event was basically just black. It was just tarnished for me at that point. I just was like, I guess I'm here, so make some use of it. And then at that point, after we were getting ready to leave, but no one knew where he was because other people still had to go home because they had prior engagements. And he wanted to watch the All-Star game, which was happening the same weekend. And instead of, "Hey, we kind of need you for things that are going on because you're the main ride home," which red flag right there. Go to an event. Please make sure you go to an event with somebody whose car is 100% working, because his car was not working. And everybody was mad because everybody was like, "Dude, we're waiting on you. Something's wrong with your car and you won't come fix it." That right there was a red flag for me. Another red flag for me. Because I didn't even talk about all the other stuff that happened prior to. But basically, what led into the argument we had in the car on the way home was like, "You don't give a fuck about me." "Yes, I do. I just want to know why you're mad at me." And I'm like, "You need to read the room of why I'm mad at you. Because you laughed at me, you made fun of me, you sat there and did not care about my well-being. I'm sitting over here trying to prove to everybody a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not. And you just didn't give a shit." I know he gave a shit. He only put on the front because other people were around. And everybody who was around was like, "Damn, I feel bad for you. Because you really are, like, literally trying to be your best friend now." And then that was thrown in my face, too. So, after a couple of weeks, we were supposed to meet up again for something completely different. And then he had left. He had went out of town. And I was like, "Oh, okay. So I guess what I'm just going to end up doing is going to be changed." And it did. It had to be changed. I did go out that weekend, but then I just ended up by myself that whole weekend. And then what led into the argument we had was basically this. I made a post on Facebook and Instagram that was not about him. I guess one of his little minions, because that's what they are, minions, Gremlin Fuckboy Squad, guess took whatever I said, ran with it, and then he posted on Facebook later on this whole thing basically just, like, he called me a bitch, he called me a liar, he called me as fake. He said, "Nobody likes me, this is why you have no friends, and this and that. And people laughed at it, and people were like, which also red flags right there on them. And I said, wow, you guys really just don't give a shit. So I called somebody out on it. I guess they ran to him and told him. And then he was in my DMs blowing up my DMs mad at me. And I was like, well, it wasn't about, if you wanted it to be about you, it's about you then. Because you could have handled that better than I did. But it was never about you. What I posted was completely different. It was not about you. But I guess some of your friends wanted to take it and run with it because they didn't like me. Which he said in the DMs. Because I have all the DMs from the situation. Where Michael basically said, no one likes you. What you did was a bitch move. Even though he just called me a bitch. Then on top of that, this is why no one wants to hang out with you. You have no friends. You like drama. You like starting drama. And then people who've seen it were like, is he really talking about himself? Because this is him. I was like, I guess so. Because I don't know who these people he's talking to about, because he's basically defending them. But he won't say who it was. Because tell me, because if you're going to just air out the dirty laundry, we can air out the dirty laundry. Because I had definitely defended him, definitely stood by him when other people told me not to be friends with him. I remember countless of times where people said, you know, you're really hanging out with him? Are you sure about that? And I'm like, well, you all hung out with him. It's like, yeah, but we don't think you need to be friends with him. And no one tells me why. No one says anything. And I learned why. Which, thanks guys, you should have told me. And I was too stupid and naive, looking for friends to try to fill a hole that apparently does not need to be filled. And then we basically were just like, at this point, so you care more about, I basically said, so you care more about what other people think about me than what your own perception of me is. And he's like, basically, yeah. And then he basically told me, you're going to die, and when you die, no one's going to be there for you because you are so evil and twisted and just love drama. That's basically what he said. I got the receipts. If people want to see it, I'll post it. But that's basically what Michael told me. So me and Michael hadn't spoken since then. A mutual friend of mine asked me, was I okay? I told him what happened. He said, yeah, we know, because Michael has been talking about it after he blocked you. He blocked me on Instagram. He blocked both my accounts on Instagram. He unfollowed me on YouTube. And then I guess everywhere, every time my name or face is seen or mentioned, he blocks me. And then I Uno reversed him a couple of weeks ago and then blocked him. Because that can happen. I blocked him on Facebook. I blocked him on Instagram. I blocked him. I didn't block him on Threads. He blocked me on Threads, which that's perfectly fine. I don't really care because I don't even use Threads. I think the only time I use Threads is when like a Threads thing is hooked into IG. So we end up seeing each other in 2019, at the end of 2019, and then that caused a whole other bit of chaos because someone was offering me a ride back from Sacramento to Oakland for regionals that happened in Sacramento. They were looking for me a ride home because come to find out, he had room in his car, but he didn't want to take me because he found out it was me. And everybody was like, it's nothing we can do. I said, no. At a point, you guys want to just do what you want to because it saves your own ass. I get it. But don't drag me. But then don't sit there and believe one story without believing the other. So then nobody wanted to play sides, but it was like, no, people played sides. And then for the last couple of years, we have not spoken. I think on one occasion, no, we did speak. And it was about, no, I reached out. He didn't. He's never reached out to me. I reached out to him. The first occasion was when his grandfather got sick. I reached out to him. He's like, thank you. And then that was the end of it. And then he was having a going away party because he was moving. And then somehow or another, I got invited. It's crazy though, because someone you don't like, you don't invite to a party, but he ended up inviting me. And then the person who was my ride to said party was like, hey, I'm not going. And he was like, I want you to know that I'm not going and I'm protecting you from not going. He wouldn't say exactly why. But this mutual friend was like, yeah, I'm not going. I'm not taking you to go somewhere where I know for a fact you're not going to be welcome. And I said, you know what? Thank you for being a real friend and telling me the truth. I'm still friends with that friend till this day, who basically told me, like, hey, if you want to get this off your chest, you go right ahead. But please tell me he's not sitting here still bitching about this years later. I said, no, he isn't. He said, look, I'm cordial with him, but what he did to you was fucked up, and I'm still not speaking to him on my own reasons of why I'm not speaking to him. This is what my friend told me. This is what the mutual friend has told me. And he was like, I still can't believe that this is still hurting you. And I said, it's hurting me because I feel like everything he said, I tried to prove wrong. And I'm still getting shit for it. People still give me shit for it. People give me shit for it every day of what had happened. And then finding out that there was more shit that led on to it. You didn't want me around. Friends of yours didn't like me. I'm finding out all these new things. So it's just like, wow, you really are just a petty individual who has no friends and has no soul. And all you want is likes and views to make yourself look better because narcissists do that. And it's crazy though because there's a lot of other nasty things I could say and I have not said them because I'm trying to quote keep the peace. But it's okay for him to take jabs at me when he feels like it. It was okay for him to sit there and mock me when he did. It's okay for him and his friends to sit there in group chats and talk about me because they have. He says they haven't. People told him that they know I've said it, and he's like he's denied it basically to them. I've never talked about him behind his back, and I guess you have. You have, and you know you have. We don't even have to play because I know about the group chat. I know about the group chat, and I know about the DM, so we can start playing the games there. So then after a while, I was on the phone with my friend a couple of days ago, and I was just letting it all out. He was like, you're human. You make mistakes, but you're human. So what if you're a little dramatic? So what if you're a little this, you're a little that? So is he. Everything he said about you is basically him reflecting things about what he's done. You're just the only one who just played fair game. It sucks that you had to suffer consequences of it, but I don't blame you for being honest. He said if you came out right now and said exactly how you really felt about the whole post, no one should be mad at you. And if they're mad at you, then they don't need to fuck with you. They really don't. So it's part of the reason why I have not said anything. I've really just been to myself because everything that has been going on really has been hurting me because of this whole situation that happened. No matter, I guess in lines of things, you realize now, yeah, not everybody can be friends, and that's okay. It's okay to walk away from people who have not been your friends. You leave them where they are, and you keep moving. Because it's been very emotional for me. I'm sorry. I really just wanted to have a breakdown and really just break everything down of why I've been so upset, why I've been so cranky, why my struggles on YouTube have been so much of what they are, because this is the only latch that anyone ever has to sit there and say, because truth be told, yeah, I know I'm not a good YouTuber. I've already acknowledged that. But I do things at my own pace, and I do things because I love them, not because other people want it, not for other people's enjoyment. And he basically, because I guess that's what everyone likes to do nowadays, is when they're mad at me, they throw that I'm a horrible YouTuber in my face. Okay, I'm a horrible YouTuber, but you're a horrible boyfriend. Let's let that sink in. I have receipts for that too. So, sorry if this is a little petty, but truthfully and honestly, you want to know why I've been so depressed for these last couple years? Because of a situation that happened years ago that I'm not over with because I still have to deal with the consequences of it. And thank you, Facebook, for opening those wounds every fucking year. Thank you so fucking much for opening those wounds. I think the next time when this happens next year, I'm just going to delete everything. And just be like, look, it is what it is. I've talked about it. There's no more talking about it. So is there anything else I want to add to the conversation of today's live stream today's podcast after everything else has happened? I guess a couple of updates. So I know majority of this will be talking about what's been going on. Pokemon has 3 anniversaries this month. Platinum turned 17. Heart Gold Soul Silver turned 16. Pokemon Coliseum turned 22. All these are US releases, by the way. Potopia is doing great. I just haven't bought Potopia because I am playing Minecraft. And I'm playing Pokemon Coliseum Pokemon Gale of Darkness, which Gale of Darkness is now out on GameCube's, NSO for Switch 2. I haven't touched Pokemon Leaf Green in a minute because I've been so worried and dealing with everything else. Work's been a hellstorm, but I'm managing. I've been dealing with basically everything else attached to it. And then Sonic's 35th anniversary is coming up, but they haven't really said anything about what's going on the 35th anniversary outside of what's been going on with like here and there collabs, because the most recent collab is Care Bear. Which shout outs to Care Bear, because I didn't know Care Bear had a cloud-shaped boat, and they shot rainbow cannons. Or apparently when they combine their little heart shapes, they make a cannon. So yeah, I'm these days old when learning that the Care Bears are more than just cute little stuffed animals with like buttons and make noises on their bellies. They shoot rainbow laser cannons at their enemies and blow them up. Badass. There's been some more drops for Sonic Runners. Not Sonic Runners. No, Jesus Christ, there was information about Sonic Runners. People go crazy. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, that has major updates right now. They're introducing more characters to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Which, congratulations. We're finally getting some representation from Puyo Puyo. And I think we also got another Yakuza representative, so that's nice. Then, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just dropped 2 ban lists, one for the OCG and one for the TCG. No, one for the OCG and one for Rush Duel. Give 2 shits about when TCG's Forbidden Limited list ever drops. I did drop a video for Sky Striker. That's up on the channel if you want to see that. And then I have a couple of other things in projects that I'm still working. No, I'm not working on any projects, to be honest with you. Just the reversion of my deck profile for Harpie Lady for Rush Duel. That's about it. That's the only other thing I'm working on. I still have not gotten any updates on Digimon's Heroine Set Volume 2, because apparently that is supposed to drop sometime this week, but prices for cards in it have not hit TCG Player. And according to the English Instagram account for Digimon Card Game, it's all pre-order stuff. So at this point, I'll just let you guys know now, there won't be an update for Digimon anytime soon. I've already done my update for Sakuyamon, and I'm leaving it alone because people hate me when I make Digimon deck profile. People hate me when I make a lot of content, so it's nothing new. I just keep going at that point. And it does depend on what deck I'm playing, because Sky Striker's still doing well. Last I checked, most of my other content is still doing okay, but most of my content doesn't get likes or views. Doesn't get likes, but gets views. So it is just what it is. Outside of that, really, that's pretty much about it. I do owe you guys a Mario Day video. I just haven't had the time to do it, so maybe when I get home from work later, I'll be able to do it. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just really wanted to talk about what was really stopping me from mentally, physically, and emotionally talking about things. And then just basically going over what little stuff is going on. So I'll probably keep you guys updated. If there's anything else that you guys need to know, I'll let you guys know. But peace and love, everybody, and I hope you all have a good day. And I'll probably be back maybe later on with updates and deck profiles, hopefully. If not, it just is what it is. And I'm going to try to keep keep stuff consistent with my deck profiles in my posts. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And thank you guys for hearing me out for everything that's going on. If you have any questions, of course, my comment section is right there. But if you don't, thanks. Okay. Well, HPJ is signing out, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.